Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Party Podcast, where we give you all the hottest sport takes with a little bit of cultural and lifestyle in there. It's your boy D Lamp.
Hey, it's your boy Melo.
It's your dog Huncho.
And it's your boy Jay-Tay. What's going on, fellas?
Another week, another episode.
Man, what's this? 18?
Oh, is it already?
I think we there.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep it going. We there.
I'm starting to lose track.
I'm good, though. I'm good. I'm
Consistency.
Hey, man.
Dang.
They starting to become so regular.
Yeah. Consistency. But yeah, it was. Hey, I'm just happy we almost at the end of the week. Looking forward
Thanks.
to just having
Hey,
a weekend, just having some time and stuff. So
Facts. I was about to say, how was y'all week this week? Everything was smooth?
Man, real quick, can we start off for those that aren't watching on YouTube? Somebody done debuted a new look. We're gonna have to redo the whole logo. We're gonna do all that, but it's alright because Huncho did the logo for us once again.
exactly.
Norris Vision. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Yeah,
up.
you like a little flood.
Y'all
Yeah,
know
go
what's
ahead.
up.
Shout out Huncho with the haircut, new look.
Oh,
what you
yeah.
got there. I like what
I
you
chopped
there.
it off, man. I might as well take the dewey off. Yeah, I might as well take it off,
Man.
man.
You gotta show the
Oh,
people something, man. Hey.
I'll take the
People
dewey
gotta
off.
World premiere, world premiere,
Nigga,
world
why I put
premiere,
it back on?
world premiere, world premiere.
They ain't even know.
Damn. Damn.
Hey, there you go.
Damn.
Oh, yeah,
That
bro.
boy trying to get the
Yeah, man. Yeah, wave
Trying to be
gang,
like you,
man.
bro.
Like, you finna, yeah, I ain't gonna spoil nothing, dog.
I'm trying to be like you. Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey fellas, how y'all feeling? We about to take a whole little turn, you know. Basketball season over.
You already know we gonna have to
How
do a
y'all
recap
feeling?
before the season over with, but
Oh, yeah.
y'all know somebody been looking forward to. A couple people been looking forward to this time of the year for a while
yeah.
now.
oh yeah.
Y'all boys gonna have to enlighten me with all the knowledge. I'm ready. I'm ready to soak it all in.
Man,
One thing.
look.
Oh,
Go
go ahead.
ahead, Jay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say one thing that I did like. I like that the season ended in July. You know what I'm saying? Gave us a little, it's like basketball season is over, but it's not too far away. You know what I'm saying? And football season's right here. We got the Olympics, so everything is continuing. So I like that.
It's not like
No,
a
for
dead,
sure.
like a little dead end or.
Yeah, we definitely got plenty of content. Like I said, we struggling to be able to pick out the best just because there's so many good topics right now. So that being said, let's get into the culture.
Man, let's get it. So, recently, the NFL just informed clubs that with the NFL season starting back up, basically letting the teams know that if a game cannot be rescheduled during the 18-week season in 2021 due to a COVID outbreak among unvaccinated players, the team with that outbreak will forfeit and be credited with the loss for playoff seeding per sources. So pretty much, just with COVID going on, the NFL is trying to advertise that everyone gets vaccinated. Obviously you still have people that, everybody doesn't necessarily want to get the vaccine, and you have those when you have the NFL that is trying to set this standard and set the rules and everything for the league, and then like I said, you have those people that they're just maybe not comfortable with getting that. They have to put something into place to go with what the rules that they're setting to be placed. Perfect example already. I don't know if y'all heard, but DeAndre Hopkins said that he does not want to get the vaccine. So he's now in a position where he doesn't want to put his team, be the reason why his team is getting the loss or anything. So people are wondering if D Hop's even going to play this year or what's going to go on with that. just want to get y'all thoughts on that. How y'all feel about that? Do y'all agree, disagree? Obviously, COVID being something serious that has hit our nation and the world tremendously. So just how y'all feel about that, man? Melo, what you got?
The big takeaway for me is the fact that first off, the team doesn't get paid. Like you don't get a game check if you're a team or a person that caused that outbreak too. That's listen, you losing out on bread for your whole team now. So it makes me wonder why is getting that vaccine so important that they got NFL players. Well, they'd rather take millions from the players. Like I said, money rule everything. So it just highlights to me the fact that they really taking it serious as far as they want people to get the vaccine in the NFL. Um, Obviously, there's other strands and whatnot that the variants rather that are still around that are still to be taken just as serious as we have been the past year, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this these implementations that the NFL are going to put in. I'm really at a loss. I, I get it, but at the same time, I just don't understand how you could put that much value on or weight on a person not being vaccinated. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too ignorant to it. So let me go ahead, Jay. Let me hear from you. What's the word?
Uh, so I think this is a difficult topic, and it's so crazy because we've been doing this entire show through COVID, and I just feel like in America as a society, like we're quick to we're just quick and adapt to things being the way that we want it to be. That we're like, all right, COVID don't exist. COVID ain't happening. Like we still in the midst of COVID. Like literally still in the midst of COVID. So my thing is, I get the business of the NFL, but you know, like uh like Huncho was saying with DeAndre Hopkins, some people feelings don't align with that. You know what I'm saying? Some people beliefs don't align with the vaccine, but it's a sticky situation. So I'm curious to see how the NFL is going to play out with it. But I mean, it's something that we just got to be mindful of. I mean, COVID is, you know, whether you want to believe it or not, it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because every game in the NFL is costly. It counts. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose a game, and it's crazy. We talk about D Hop, and we'll dive in a little bit later. It's crazy we talking about going into football. Talk about this specific time. It's just like you lose a game, you lose a game or
Oh,
two.
that's
Yeah,
facts.
Oh, that could cost you the
it makes a
playoffs.
big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially
So
in that
go ahead.
conference.
Heck yeah.
All right, so I feel like it's two ways to go about this. And from my, I guess the question standpoint, like, how do I feel about the NFL like inducing this and how it's going to be against the players? I feel like this makes the players have to be a unit for real. So everybody has to be all in, or you got to be out. Because like at this point, we don't have time for one player to be costing us money. Like Melo said, that's a lot of money to be taken away from people, especially from multiple people because of one person or a group of people or whatever the case may be. So that means like it's really you got to be all for the team this year type of deal. If you ask me, and that's I feel like that's kind of where they're heading right now. But also another way to look at it, like Melvin said, it's a lot of weight they putting on this vaccine, and why they might be doing this or why I don't know. It's I feel like that's a whole nother thing we could get into because there's so many different ways to take that and so many ways to see or maybe somebody's opinion why or why not. Like it's so much weight on it. So, but for the overall idea, I just think it makes it so much tougher on players to be individual. Like you definitely gonna have to because I feel like like the NBA, there's going to be a lot of rules and a lot of restrictions. So I feel like you gonna have to, as a player, tough it out and like make sure you're for the team. So like you said, D Hop, like is he going to play this season or not? Because it's really hard to be on the fence when it comes to this.
Let me let me
But go
ask
ahead, Huncho.
let me because something stood out to me that Lamp said, but Lamp and Melo, like y'all right, putting a lot on the vaccine, but also putting a lot on the players. And this is where the NBA is different from the NFL and why people like Adam Silver so much, you know what I'm saying? Just among like commissioners and stuff. Because he took COVID as an NBA thing and not you thing, you know what I'm saying? So now I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
NFL and the NFL is known for putting players in that position, you know what I'm saying? Like it's either, our way or the highway, you know what I'm saying? And the NBA, they were playing games every other day, you know what I'm saying? They had to constantly get COVID tests, you know what I'm saying? And even to the playoffs, Chris Paul missed playoff games because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't stop the product. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that was something very like relevant that y'all said. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about
Mm-hmm.
how things are even ran from a different standpoint because there's sometimes you have a quick turnaround Sunday to Thursday, but a lot of times you Sunday to Sunday, or sometimes you Sunday to Monday, or maybe you Sunday bye week and you don't play till Thursday. So it's different variations and stuff. So I just thought that was real important from what y'all was saying as well. Go ahead, Huncho. I'm sorry.
No, no. All made great points. I mean, just pretty much what everybody's saying. Obviously with COVID being such a dynamic situation, um, this type of stuff is expected. I mean, in terms of D Hop, I can't, you know, I can't be upset or anything at him for, taking this, I guess, stand or whatever you want to call it. I don't disagree with him. If you want to get it, you want to get it. If not, you don't. But at the end of the day, I mean, obviously the NFL is going to have the rules that they go by. So in that situation, it is what it is. Um, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I respect him for his openness and being honest about everything and just
For real
for
though.
real though, and just not being someone that just says okay because everyone else is doing it. Like he actually has his own opinion and he's gonna let that be known. So I respect him for that for sure. And I also respect him in the aspect of having his team come first. Also, saying that if he doesn't have to play, then so be it. And he doesn't want to risk his team getting you know playoff loss uh, or anything like that. So yeah, man. Go who next, man?
Man, got a little
So
afraid.
yeah, but look
Man.
though, they thought we was done with basketball already. We still got a little bit of basketball
No,
left. We got to
no.
Oh
discuss,
yeah, we got
fellas.
some recaps.
Yeah, we got to do a little bit of a recap. So check it. As you guys all know at this point, uh, the Milwaukee Bucks were able to complete the comeback as far as being down 0-2 and come back and win the finals, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who averaged 35, 13, and 5 in the playoffs, or rather in the finals. Um,
Sheesh.
Man, yeah, fellas, let's just talk about it. We really ain't chopped it up too much about it, but there was me and Lamp were kind of talking before we got on. There's definitely some points that we needed to discuss about this finals and just
Definitely.
yeah, just the
But wait, before we get into that,
yeah.
I just want to ask y'all a question. Am I tripping, or did we have a bet on this finals?
I don't know what I lost, but
Wait, no, I'm just asking because I don't know. I I kind of vaguely remember us talking about something, but I don't know if that was the Brooklyn. Um,
versus Suns bet, or
yeah,
if we did a real bet on the finals. Cause I feel like
Jay,
y'all
you
two
can
did
say
agree
you
yeah. I
on
feel like
remember.
y'all chose the Suns and we chose the Bucks. I don't know. I don't know if
I
that
mean,
actually happened.
I never not chose. I had to double down on Phoenix because y'all can check the tapes, earlier episodes. If y'all party fanatics, I've been saying Milwaukee could win the championships when they were the 3 seed.
Oh yeah,
Y'all was
Jay
saying
been
Brooklyn.
right.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, yeah.
surprised. I'm not surprised. So that ace bottle was definitely on that Brooklyn series for sure. That was
Yeah,
definitely on
yeah.
that.
But that
That
was
bet
that.
was a wash. We watched that bet because they didn't. Phoenix ended up obviously losing in the finals, so that bet was a wash.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but congratulations to Milwaukee, man. Let me kick it off, man.
Yeah,
Like I said,
congrats, congrats.
congratulations to Milwaukee. They did their thing, man. We did lose the bet, but like I said, I'm not shocked at all that Milwaukee won. And one of the things that we always talk about, the best of availability, is being there. You know what I'm saying? And my standpoint from the beginning was the healthiest teams were going to be in the finals. And like, just talking about recap, like KD was real life like a toe, away from being in the finals for real, because I'm pretty sure we
Hmm.
would have picked them to beat Atlanta. No shade to Atlanta because they had an amazing story this playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Bucks, man. Shout out to Giannis, man. Um, I'm very proud. Like we talk about, man. It's hard to just root against Giannis, man. He doubled down. He said, I'm gonna stay here, and regardless of like how people feel about injuries or anything, he worked to get there. He worked to do it, man. It's hard to win
Facts.
any
He fought through
championship.
injuries too.
Yeah, he fought through
Yeah,
injury. He had a
he was hurt.
hyperextended knee. He wasn't even supposed to be playing. And he came back and averaged what Melo said, 35.
35, 13, and 5.
I tip my hats off to him.
Man,
And also, like I said, I'm gonna tip my hats off to Phoenix. Y'all made it to the finals. Like you, you win the same way you win. You lose the same way you lose. I felt like Monty Williams is definitely an excellent coach, but they didn't make the correct adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this was an excellent experience for D Book because we talked about him just taking untimely shots and everything. You know what I'm saying? So. Honestly, man, excellent playoffs, excellent season, man. Make sure y'all follow Melo. Melo put up a 10-minute recap of the season from it starting with James Harden wanting to leave Houston and just the entire season to the All-Star game, and the All-Star game was amazing this season.
Bro,
We saw the
that was a
emergence
dope
of Trey
video.
Young, Devin Booker. Like it was
Yeah.
an amazing season, man. And I took my hats off to him. And I took my hats off to Milwaukee, man. Job well done. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. It was a good season.
Jay definitely was one of those people pushing that Milwaukee train early on, and it's funny because Jay pushed both
yeah, he
teams.
pushed
So
Milwaukee and
you
Phoenix.
did get backed into a corner a bit because you just pushed a little bit harder for Phoenix from the start. But hats off to Jay. Jay on the lowest of lows, kind of predicted the finals way back in like February. So once again, good job, Jay. But you want to go ahead, Lap. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you want me
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go?
go ahead, bro.
All right. Low key, this season was a breath of fresh air. We
Yeah,
low
man.
Wasn't
key,
it? Wasn't it, man? It was so much good basketball going on this season.
it really was, and it wasn't clear cut. We know who gonna get the title. Um, the people who made it to the finals aren't teams you thought you would see at all.
Yeah.
You feel me? It was a lot of movement, a lot of new chapters coming to a lot of teams. To shoot, I'm low key excited to see what happens next year because we gon'
People
Facts.
reloading.
yeah, people reloading,
All
people
them
coming back
injuries
for
is
war.
look, injuries is coming back. All them people coming back, and we forgot there's a nuclear weapon coming back in Oakland. So
Man, I'm telling you, man, this next season gonna be a doozy.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Man.
But let me get to these finals. So I kind of knew when Milwaukee beat Brooklyn, it was kind of over. Especially because when Kawhi got hurt, it was in my mind it was nobody else who could beat the Bucks. Because in my mind, the Phoenix didn't match up at all. They weren't big enough to guard Milwaukee. Like no shade to Phoenix. Like they're Chris Paul. They all had good games. D Book had a couple 40-point
Kirby.
games in there. Bridges had a game where he had like 27.
Kirby.
Like Ayton had a game where he had like 22 and 18 or something like that. Like they had good games, but they just weren't big enough to handle like Milwaukee. Like their team is big. You like Drew Holiday is like what is he like
He's
6'4"?
6'4".
6'4"? Yeah, 6'4".
But he a legit 6'4", and he's strong. Chris Paul's only 6 foot.
Yeah. So he already towering over Chris Paul. Then you go to Middleton, who's supposed to be a shooting guard.
Middleton about 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7". Then you have Giannis, Lopez. Like they're a big team, and
then they was throwing in Bobby Portis. He got some size on
Bobby
him.
Portis,
6'10".
big.
Pat
Like
Connaughton not
they're a
small.
big
He's
team,
a
and the
big
thing
body,
is
so.
exactly, and the thing is, Aiden was really the only rim protector that Phoenix had.
Real talk.
So even with all the terrible 3-point shooting that Milwaukee had, they still were killing them on the boards and had way more second chance points. So it really comes down to matchups. So to me, I felt like going into that series, even when Phoenix won the first 2 games, I'm like, yeah, there's no way they can keep this up because they can't match up with them. Even like, and the thing is, I feel like the reason it was such a good series, but I feel like the reason this was such a good series is because Middleton and Holiday were so up and down throughout the series. Giannis got to really shine. So, also I feel like a little bit. Me and Mel talked about this before the show. Middleton, Drew Holiday, Lopez, they were all good 1 and 2 options and legit 1 and 2 options throughout their whole career. D Book and CP3 were the only 1 and 2 options on Phoenix. Everybody else was either really young and new to this experience or a vet and not one of those people that you gonna go to make something happen, create or make a bucket for themselves. So I feel like with that being the case, Milwaukee had kind of advantage. So
Yeah. So like
Go
Drew,
ahead, Melo.
obviously Drew was a second option for a very long time with Anthony Davis. Was arguably considered a high second, first option or low first option in Philly before he went there. So you got him now being your third option. You got Chris Middleton, who is the second option throughout his whole, time with Giannis. Brook Lopez, people quiet as kept. People forget he led the Nets all them years.
Yeah, he was balling with Brooklyn.
Yeah, so like these dudes are all capable pros. Like these aren't just role players that have peaked as role players. So when you see those type of games from some of these players, it don't surprise you. But I wanted to go back and shout out, obviously, great season. We had a great season, and obviously my big takeaway from the season is I love the fact that 2 of my players that I root for the most were kind of put on display as far as being able to carry and just getting that respect. Obviously, people thought Steph Curry wasn't, able to carry a team, and he took a bunch of G Leaguers and was 1 game away from being in the playoffs. In a normal year, it would have been, but obviously the play-in, and he, just fell short. Injury-riddled team, all that. And then, obviously, Giannis just concluding this past season by winning the title. But wanted to talk about a point that has been commonly thrown around about Giannis and the thing with Monty Williams. People have been criticizing Monty Williams' coaching, which he did get out coached for once in this series. Mike Budenholzer, I can't believe I'm saying this. Mike Budenholzer out coached someone. I can't believe it. And this is why I say he out coached them. What is the common, and Daryl brought this up a couple episodes ago. What is the thing that's always been able to stop Giannis in the playoffs? Built the wall, right? So most teams are able to build a wall, and now he's screwed, and he's just relying on whoever else to hit jumpers. This year was different because when did we see Giannis bringing the ball up? So now you can't build a wall if Giannis is coming up with the ball as the point forward. Giannis got put in actions and was put in sets, which eliminates the wall because guess what? He's not handling the ball for you to build the wall. They're not building a wall when he's on the block and he's calling for it. No, that's not when the wall gets built. They was building it as he was being the person bringing it up, initiating the offense. So you take him off the top of the offense and they put Holiday and Middleton, obviously, were two ball handlers, and they honestly look better with Middleton. But when you do that, now you eliminate the possibility for what?
Kirby. The wall, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Because even like you said, you put him in actions, you put him in a couple quick pick and rolls. You can't set up a wall that fast.
Nope. And then so what happened during the finals? What it essentially came down to is no one could stop him on the block. Imagine that. So. But that goes back to coaching because Budenholzer finally put him in that position. He finally said, "Listen, we need you down here. I need you to get off the ball, let Middleton, and he let Middleton run the offense when it mattered. Because like I said, they look better with Middleton. So there was a lot of It was almost like this Bucks team grew before our eyes. One of these two teams were going to have to grow before our very eyes, and it almost looked like, and honestly, not even almost, you could see the Bucks grow before our very eyes, and unfortunately, another disappointing finish for Chris Paul.
Unfortunate, but wait, real quick.
That's all. I was gonna leave it at that.
Because I just wanted to add, because you said with the grow, it's crazy because I brought this up talking to some other people. We low key watch Giannis get better at free throws throughout the playoffs, and
really
especially
throughout the season, though.
Yeah, throughout the season, but he was still having those, the way off air balls and stuff like that. But like when they started doing the counting and stuff and all that stuff, you would see him like really adjust to that, and like to the point where 17 for 19, like that's crazy. Like,
can I address that real quick?
Go ahead.
I want to say something after you, Melo.
Listen. Listen. Chris Paul still ain't learned, bro. Y'all remember what happened when he told Steph Curry he couldn't shoot around, told security that they had to kick Steph out, he couldn't shoot around? What Steph turned around and did to him that next game? Right? So you go to the media now. You go sit up there, and talking about, he was even expecting to miss the free throw. Hell, we all was. Even him. Okay. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all need to stop. You giving all this motivation to these all-time great players. What he went up there and did, like you said, missed 2 free throws all night.
He made more than their team.
He made more. So, like I said, Chris Paul ain't learned. Chris Paul still ain't learned. That's all I got. Go ahead, Jay.
I also want to add too before you go, Huncho. I think we seen the rise of talent in the Eastern Conference as well, man. The thing about the East is, and I feel like it made Giannis well equipped, is you can throw bodies at Giannis in the Eastern Conference. In New York, you got Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. In Philly, you got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. In Atlanta, you got Clint Capella. In Boston, they throwing Tatum and Jaylen Brown. In Miami, Jimmy Butler, Bam. Like, these are guys that are better equipped to guard Giannis. So, like, to Lance point, like, they was too little. Like, they were too little, bruh. They were too little. So I just seen how the East cultivated to being a tougher conference, bro. Like, it was some, like to y'all point, man, it was just some excellent basketball all around. And I just felt like the East prepped him, man. Had to go against KD.
The East, low key, to that point, if you really look at how the league is set up right now, the East almost seems like the more physical conference. The West almost seems super finesse right now. The Lakers. Don't get me wrong. The Lakers was able to get out of the West last year with that style of being big and having a big lineup and big team. But then what happened this year? They went small and they got bounced in the first round. You know what I mean? So imagine if they would have tried to bring back some of those big guys.
Yeah.
It would have been them versus Milwaukee in the finals, and now those are two big teams going at it. So maybe we seeing something that's slowly creeping back.
Shifting back.
Yeah,
The
hey,
power
yeah,
is
maybe
shifting
so.
back. It might go. We might start seeing some, like everybody was saying, the center is dead.
The center don't can't. The center just won an
It
MVP and a Finals MVP.
It
Yeah,
just
center changing.
evolutionized. It just evolutionized.
Telling you,
They had to catch up. Go ahead, Huncho.
man. I just real quick, bro. Like Jay said, man. Congrats to Giannis. Congrats to the Bucks. It's good to see. I know we're used to seeing, either LeBron or Steph or somebody like that in the finals, but it's good to see the changing of everything and watch the league, pass on to different generations or different players, to get that opportunity to win the finals. Those younger players getting the opportunity. Just Giannis being able to finally win, bro. That's big for him. That man's only 26 years old, bro. That man has a Hall of Fame
That's
career
the
already.
crazy part. That's the crazy part.
That's
Bro,
crazy,
him and
bro.
Jordan, the only people with multiple finals or multiple regular season MVPs in the finals and
Bro.
defensive player of the year. They're just him and Jordan. That's it.
That's crazy. And another crazy stat too is all three Antetokounmpo brothers got a ring now. That's crazy.
Back.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Quick, because they
Back-
all
back to
haven't
back.
took that long.
Bro, last year, this year, they all three of them got rings, bro.
Question
That's-
for y'all,
What's up?
because this has been the hot question after the finals. Is Giannis the current best player in the NBA? Question mark.
I mean, if we're gonna crown people how they usually crown people, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it's simple.
yeah, like Lamb said, I mean, yeah. If you gonna do it like that, yeah. I mean, I don't. Giannis is, bro. That's
Because
It's tough.
every main star who comes and has a good playoff season, and they might win a Finals MVP or something. They're the best player. Kawhi was the best player when he won.
KD was too.
mhm.
LeBron was. So I feel like Giannis deserves the same.
Jay.
Well, I don't judge players like that. So like I said, Giannis been in the Eastern Conference. He didn't want him in finals and everything. Like I can say you can argue it, but I still think KD the best player. That's just me. And I feel like I'm with y'all. If Brooklyn was healthy, that's like I said, those what ifs don't matter. But I foresee if I'm going into next season, and we'll get into this once the season transpires. If I'm a betting man and we go into the postseason healthy, I'm taking Brooklyn. That's just me. That's just me.
I feel you. No,
So
because
and that's nothing against Giannis because you can argue Giannis top 3 in the league. You can argue.
Honestly, he is top 3 in the league. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
and like
and you can
if
argue
you
him
ask
one.
my
I
yeah,
wouldn't be mad.
if you ask my honest opinion, like I said, I'm gonna give him his kudos because he won the chip, and
Yeah.
everybody does that with everybody else. So give him his flowers. But personally, you already know who I think the vote is. But like I said, my man, he definitely deserves his flowers. So
Man,
Definitely,
that's crazy,
definitely.
bro.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him, man.
I never would have thought. I never would have thought that Giannis would just thinking about when he first came into the league. I never would have thought that he would be in this position now.
Well,
Melo
I mean,
did. That
we're
man
going
did.
way back to that point. Yeah, we go way back to then. I don't think anybody could predict this.
no,
I mean,
man, he looked like a totally different person when he came
Yeah,
into the league.
Man.
that's just straight work. Like that's all that was work.
Did y'all see the side by side they did from like when he was a rookie to now, bro? Man put on like 60, 70 pounds and grew like 4 inches, 5 inches, bro.
That's crazy.
Real quick, let me get my answer to that question. I do think he's the best player in the league, followed by KD, followed by Steph. After
Yeah, that's
this,
what I was gonna say,
as
Melo.
as we conclude this season, that's my takeaway of the best players. I'd probably throw like Jokic and maybe like Kawhi or Luka would have to make a case for that fifth spot. But as we conclude the season, that's kind of where I was.
Bron ain't in top 5.
He shouldn't have been All NBA. Y'all gotta stop, man.
I was just asking
He
the
had a
question.
good season.
I was just asking the question.
I mean,
He-
he still had a good playoff.
Yeah, dude. I had a chance to get rid of Bron in fantasy, and I didn't. Right? Like he's still LeBron. He's in that 6 through. He's probably about 6 or 7. He's probably about 6 or 7.
Okay, I like this. I like that you said that because I know we gonna have some people that want to talk about it.
I'm dead serious too.
I know,
I'm
bro.
absolutely.
I know.
dead
Just
serious.
wait, because
I
we
agree with
clipping
the
that.
top three.
We
Y'all can
we
argue
clipping
with
that.
me outside.
I mean,
Flyyr pop. We gonna clip that, and I know we gonna have some comments under there.
I just know this, bro.
Clip that.
Listen, y'all can't tell me as we watched the entirety of the season, including to the end, that he was a top 5 player. Now that doesn't once again that's no shade.
Yeah.
That just means that at year 19, these dudes are for real, man.
Yeah.
Like these dudes are some okay. So that's not like I said, that's no slight against
Yeah, no,
LeBron.
I
LeBron,
understand.
he about from 5, I wouldn't even be mad if someone put him at 5, right? But he's in that range of 5 to about 7, 8, no lower than 8. For respect reasons, I'll put him 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of respect.
You was finna get them comments, boy.
He's still 5. I put 4 people ahead of him.
I understand that.
They still gonna be blowing the comments up or whatever. Like, y'all gonna see next year. Y'all either gonna be happier that cliff done happened. So I'm done.
Anybody else got anything they want to add real quick to the season? The recap. Final words. Go ahead, man.
Good.
Good.
Oh, you
Good
good?
season.
I ain't see.
Good season, man. I was pleased.
Yeah.
Highly.
So,
Wanna cue it
got to
up?
kick it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Got to kick it, y'all. Welcome to our NFL breakdown, man. All you fantasy listeners, all you football watchers. This
Yes,
is what
sir.
we're about to do. We're about 8 weeks away
Yes, sir.
from the playoffs. So every week we're going to be breaking down a conference, and the lucky conference. I'm
Division.
really excited.
Yeah, division.
Oh, division. Yeah, I'm talking about conference. NFC, AFC. Conference, we're going to go NFC, but we're going to break down divisions. Excuse me, everybody. Divisions.
There you go.
So,
There you go.
this week, we're starting with the NFC West. So, we got some visuals for y'all. So, for everybody not seeing, we're just going to kind of break it down. And we're going to start with the 49ers. And 49ers are looking for a bounce back season. It wasn't long ago that they were in the Super Bowl, actually,
Yeah,
2 seasons ago.
Yeah, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
you know. So, they dealt with a lot of injury last year. So, the 49ers record last year in 2020 was 6-10. That was last in the division. Some key additions. They got Alex Mack. They got him from Atlanta. They got Samson Ibukim. Excuse me if I butcher your name, but that's a solid edge rusher. They lost Kendrick Bourne. They lost Solomon Thomas. And then a couple of things that we want to highlight is that, they kept Trent Williams. You know what I'm saying? And they really kept their defense in place. I mean, minus the situation that's going on with Richard Sherman and everything. They kind of kept everybody in place. So, I mean, with them becoming healthy, I'm kind of interested in how you guys feeling about the 49ers. So, we'll kick it off with Melo. Start us off, bro. The 49ers.
What you say, Jay?
Melo.
Honestly, bro, I think they could be the dark horse out of this conference.
No,
And
that's facts.
the division, this division. And I say that because you got to remember, they went 6-10, but they lost a lot of their key players early in the season, including obviously they lost Jimmy Garoppolo during the season as well.
They lost a Bosa brother.
Yeah, like they lost pretty much any key player like they lost at some point in the season. So for them, this was a season to forget. I think with the additions of Alex Mack, who's a very very good center. I actually like Sanson Ubacom. Wow, I can't even get the name now. But I've always thought that he was a pretty solid player for the Rams. Um,
Hmm.
so I think he's a good pickup for them. Uh, but the big thing is they're getting a lot of these players back, right? And let's be honest, they did take a quarterback this year in the draft, didn't they?
Yes, sir.
Good guy.
So so they got him in the back pocket right now. So it's like, hey, Jimmy, we're gonna give you the keys for now, right? Go until you can't go no more, and then when you can't go no more, we ready to go. We'll swap you out. Just like you going on a long car ride. Hey, you go as long as you can. When you done, we'll swap you. And,
Hmm.
and based off of his past, he's an injury prone player. He'll probably get hurt. I never wish that on anybody. But I'm just going off of his previous, his past. Um, so I think they could be even more dynamic once they get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. But let me see, Jay. Let me hear from. Or no, rather, Van. I'm tripping. Let's see this segment. Van, what's up?
Um, Honestly, bro, I agree with you. This team is a sleeper. Um, they got some great tools. Uh, with their offense, they have.
Oh, hey, one thing, Hunter. One thing. What I want to add for these segments, we not gonna tell who we think gonna be first, second, third, fourth in the division until after we break down every team. So I wanted to, Melo, you did a good job of not doing this. So I want to make sure that the listeners and we can pull tape later in the season on who we thought. So I just wanted to add that. Go ahead, Huncho, because I ain't want you to go into it
No,
because
for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Nah, but yeah, this is a sleeper team. Um, their defense, to me is pretty solid. They got um, I forgot his first name, Warner, linebacker. Just signed a
Big
nice
contract.
deal.
Uh,
I think like
Fred Warner.
90 mil. Yeah, he nice. Yeah, signed a 90 mil deal, I think, for 5 years, I believe, 5 year extension. So their defense it has a great base. Lost Bosa, but still got a solid base on them. For offense, they do have Mike Shanahan now. So that's gonna be, and I'm not sure if he was there last year. I can't remember if he just got there. Um, but with him being there, um, also with Trey Lance coming out, I feel like personally Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance is going to be the same situation that Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson were in. So when Lamar Jackson came in the league, Joe Flacco played up until like maybe, I don't know, week 8, week 9. I might be being generous, but they let Flacco kind of hold it down for the beginning of the season. Um, they won some games, lost some, but then they started to realize, okay, Joe Flacco's only going to take us so far. Let's throw Lamar in there and let him, kind of start building this team up to what it could be in the future. Um, I feel like that's going to be the same position that they're in right now. If you look at that Baltimore team the year before that, I believe they had a losing season also. Um, so, with the 49ers coming off a 6-10 record last year, the worst in the division. Um, I feel like this is the same position. Jimmy Garoppolo has a certain amount of time to show what he can do. We already know what he can do. We've seen him play already. But at the same time, Trey Lance going to be getting them looks. He's in preseason. I feel like that's going to determine a lot on if Trey Lance is able to get this starting position or not. Um, and we're going to see. But I do feel like the 49ers, I feel like they're going to be solid. I feel like they're going to be solid. Yeah. Lamb, what you got?
I agree with y'all. I feel like they're gonna be playoff contender for sure. Um, like y'all said, they coming off 6-10 last season, and they had a lot of injuries. They getting everybody back. They have some key additions. I think they have a good defense. I feel like they going. I feel like this kind. They kind of like how you mentioned the Warriors are coming back. Like they in that same position, and we like you said we gonna see what Jimmy can do, and they got Trey Lance just in case. So I feel like they're in a good spot right now. So go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so I just want to think one thing that Honcho touched on. I think we are seeing the evolution in football where these to the Flacco to Lamar point to Jimmy G to Trey Lance. I hope that's the case with Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. I can't wait till we talk about my Bears for
Oh
sure.
gosh,
But
bro, that's
we're
definitely the
seeing
case, bro. That's the biggest case in the league. Andy Dalton
yes,
got about
bro.
3 games in him.
So it's cool to see that San Francisco has this opportunity. One thing that's I want to talk about, I actually drafted their defense because they have a really good defense. So um the really interesting it's so interesting to me that we picked this division to be first because man, it's a tough division, man. There's
That's
so
one of the
many. Me
better
and Honcho
One of the
best
was
toughest in the
talking.
league.
Yeah, we was talking. We was like, bro, what's the toughest division in the league? And I had said something outrageous, and then we were like, the NFC West, man. Like last year in the AFC North, we saw Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore all make the playoffs. This could be a situation where this division is one of those divisions with 3 playoff teams. So
Facts.
You took the words out my mouth, Jay. I was gonna
That's
say the
facts.
same thing. This is a real possibility out of this division.
it's scary, man, and all these games are going to count. So we might see Trey Lance sooner than later. And
Yeah.
well, we keep pushing, Remy. You can go to the next one, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks, y'all. The 2020 record, they were 12-4. They got Gabe Johnson. They got Witherspoon. That was a really good pickup for them. Because I really feel like they definitely need to address that. They definitely had some key losses, man. So they lost Shaquille Griffin, Jacob Hollister. They lost Carlos Hyde, and Carlos Hyde went to the Jags. I know you probably like that, Huncho.
Yes, sir.
David Moore. So we got to keep in mind they still got their notable players, of course. They got the Russell Wilson, they got the DK, they got the Tyler Lockett's, and then Jamal Adams. Hopefully he stays healthy. But with the addition of Witherspoon, I think that's really good for them. So let's kick it off with Honcho, bro. How you feeling about the Seahawks, man? What are your expectations, man?
Um, it's tough just because I know I'm gonna give. Well, I can't say that yet, because we ain't getting into predictions. But I will say this: I don't think they're gonna finish too far off from where they finished last year. Um, I would say with the additions that have came to the NFC West this year, I feel like they might have their work cut out for them a little bit more. And with the losses that they with Shaquille Griffin, they lost him. Witherspoon he has a nice role to fill with Shaquille Griffin being gone. Um, uh, I mean, as far as their returns, they're pretty much solid. They have what they need. I would say they have what they need. Um, and I feel like their defense is going to be a major component into their success this year. Just with Bobby Wagner, and because we know their offense is going to do what they do. They got Russell Wilson back there; he's going to handle business. Um, but just with Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, just like you said, uh, Jamal Adams has to stay healthy. But that's a major component of their team. So if they can make sure their defense is solid, um, and get their secondary into kicking into gear, I feel like they'll be pretty straight. Like I said, I think they'll finish off as well as they did last year, if not as well in a little bit. Not too bad compared to last year. Let's see. Melo, what you got?
You already fed him.
They
He
scare me, man.
ain't eat
I'm not gonna
nothing.
lie. They scare, like seriously.
Put it down.
Like,
All this was that the rest of the can.
but
A
I
little
don't.
bit.
I'm worried because
You already have a can open?
I didn't
like
see
Van
one.
touched on it. Their defense is like,
What rest of the can?
bro,
I put it.
like,
I did the
bro, and
half
that's
and
being
half.
generous.
The,
Even saying it's questionable, because that means we at least give it a chance. Seriously, that means we at least give it a chance at being good. Like
for real.
we know what Russell
You good?
Wilson's gonna do. We know what DK and Tyler Lockett
You
as a
good? You
combo are gonna do.
They
Okay.
just look like a lot.
Yeah.
I
He ain't
don't know
touched it yet. I
anything.
don't think though.
I don't know
In the
anything.
future,
I have very slim to like hope in that
First.
defense.
because
Okay.
he is
And
big.
some of it is because I've
When
seen
Blue
this
explained it
book
to me, it
already.
made a lot
I've
of
seen
sense.
this story.
You want to
with
eat out a dirty
Seattle,
bowl?
right?
Mm.
They rely
So,
so
yeah.
much on
because I always
Wilson,
thought that shit kind of
and which was
fucking
half of his
Yeah, he said it like
motivation
that. I was
during
like,
this past
Nah, for
offseason.
sure.
That they
So
he-
if
he's
you're not
the most
eating that
scoring
could
player,
be
but he
why,
don't got
but
to
he
say
won't
what's
start
going
himself. So
on.
he'll eat it eventually.
Because I'm sure he
Okay.
would love to have a good defense. You know what I mean? So they scared me. That's listen.
Exactly.
Can you imagine being Russell Wilson? When you get there, they got the best defense in the league, and for arguably the last 5 years, they done had the most questionable defense in the league.
Mhm.
As far as when you talk about how far they've come, like it's. I mean, they scare me. But like I said, because of their notable players, um, you always think that they can get at least a double-digit wins, but I don't know in this division if that can get it done. Just getting the 10 wins, so we'll hold off on what I think they'll get to. But this is gonna be such a tough division, man. Ooh, I don't know. They scared me, man. Go ahead.
Real quick, I feel like they'll have to. Real quick, I feel like, I feel like Jamal Adams is gonna have to take on a bigger role now.
Yeah, he can't just be Jamal Adams. He got to be a leader now.
He gonna be coming up in the box way more than he was last year. That's for sure. But go ahead, Lamb. My bad.
No, you good. You good. I was just saying, yeah, I think that's the key that this division is going to be tough. And like y'all said, we know the offense. We know what we're going to get from the offense. But it's the defense. Like they going to be put to the test. So I don't know. I feel like I don't feel like they're going to drop necessarily too far. You might lose a game or two, maybe 3. But like you said, is that going to? Are you going to be where you want to be? Especially as like you said, Russell Wilson has been there, and he has been there multiple times. So to get to here and like it not be where you think you should be, I feel like that's going to be tough. So I don't know. We really gonna have to see like how the defense really comes about this season. So I don't know. I feel like they're still going to be Seattle, but we definitely gonna have to see.
We'll see, man. They gonna have to hold it down.
Yeah, I'm shocked ain't nobody touched on this, but I think that losing Carlos Hyde was huge, bro. Chris Carson is really good. He definitely a solid quarterback, but Carlos Hyde balanced him out so well. So I think that's a big hit to their offense. But I'm with Melo, man. This team scares me. Like this is a division where we're in the time of the NFL where there are quarterbacks and teams that are going to put up points. And this is one of those teams that can put up points, bruh. But that's not the formula to winning playoffs, bruh, you know? So, you know, they always going to be in the mix. You know, Pete Carroll's still there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, I feel like we're starting to see signs of, you know, Pete Carroll was so loved because he was such a player's coach. You know what I'm saying? And to Melo's point with that dispute with Russell Wilson, you know, I'm wondering what's that doing to the psyche of this team? Because to Lance' point, if you're gonna win in this division, you're gonna have to get some sweeps in your division. You know, those 1-1 splits, those aren't gonna be healthy to these teams, bro. So, you know, I like I said, I get to it in the end of the show, but I'm curious to see where we gonna go.
Hey, real quick, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, Melo.
Real quick, and Remy, you can actually head to the next slide. So only reason I don't worry too much about that Carlos Hyde is because they've been able to have number one rushing attacks in the league with nobody's at running back. So
Yeah.
the only reason I didn't touch it or make more of a fuss about it is because at least traditionally they've shown that they can somehow make it work. Now, how they do it, do you know? Because I don't.
Yeah.
We gonna see. We gonna see. So let's keep it moving,
Ooh,
fellas.
I'm
And
glad we
we got
came
the
here
Arizona
next.
Cardinals.
I'm glad we came
Arizona
here
Cardinals.
next.
What's
This is
up,
a,
man?
fun team. This is a really fun team. We talked about DeAndre Hopkins earlier. 2020, their record was 8-8, y'all, 8-8. So they got some good additions. I mean, JJ Watt's a pretty good player, you know. So they got JJ Watt, AJ Green, redemption season. I really think that's a big pickup for them as well. They lost Patrick Peterson, and he's coming to the NFC North. Great.
Big,
And
big,
they
big,
lost
big.
Kenyon Drake. That's really huge. That's really huge. Kenyon Drake was a vocal piece for them.
Facts.
But a little bit of what NBC Sports was talking about. You know, the Cardinals were set up nicely for the playoffs last season. Things were certainly looking up for DeAndre Hopkins and the Hall and the Hail Murray. They say that was definitely a big play last season. Pass from quarterback Kyle Murray to beat the Buffalo Bills, but the Cardinals fell on their faces, losing 5 of their final 7 drop out of the playoff picture. So they lost 5 of their final 7, fellas. So with that being said, Lamp, I'm gonna kick it out to you, bro. How you feeling about the Cardinals, man? It's a really fun team. Let's kick it out with you.
All right. I feel like they're not gonna have a drop like that because, like you said, they were playing explosively coming into the season. I feel like it's going to be hard to be under 500. We definitely gonna see what AJ is about. He, like you said, his redemption season. I don't know how to feel about this team though.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I don't know. This whole division is tough. I don't know, man. Hey, one of the big dogs help.
Huncho wanted to start with.
My bad.
No, you good. Melo.
Yeah, because I know exactly how I feel about this team.
Come on with it.
It look like this is where everybody go and they done. So they look like to me.
Yikes.
This team would have been cut 5 years ago with JJ Watt and AJ Green coming in. Oh yeah. Bro, they was 8-8 last year. Wait till y'all see what their record gonna be this year.
Ooh.
That's
I can't agree with you, Melo.
listen, and so I say it for this. Yeah, they lost Pat Pete and they lost Kenyon Drake, right?
Yeah.
So for the most part, they still have the same core pieces that was left of the season last year coming back.
Yep.
And that got you 8-8, and you saw what happened once they figured out their offense. And I was rooting for them because they're a fun team to watch.
They are.
But it's like some of it is the defense. Some of it was Kyler did not like Kyler kind of he was sporadic at towards the ends of the season or the end of the season. I don't trust him yet. I don't trust him yet. And this division, I don't trust him yet.
Okay.
You split with everybody in this division, like Jay spoke to earlier. So you start splitting with I could see these dudes going 0-2 to maybe to one team for sure, and maybe 2.
Maybe 2. I can see 2.
So you start thinking about that. That's 4 right there. So it adds up quickly. So talk to me, Huncho, because you said you disagreeing with me, bro. I need to see. We don't disagree too. We might sometime.
So I will agree with you in the fact that this looks like this is where players go to, when they're quote unquote washed or older.
It's nice weather there. Got a fun
But-
quarterback.
But these aren't just average players. Like let's remember that. Like JJ Watt is still JJ Watt. Like let's not disrespect that man. Um, in
Say the same
terms of
thing
the
about
Cardinals,
no, wait, say the same thing about AJ Green. So
I ain't
then I
talking
can
about him
tell you.
yet. Let me. I'm focusing on defense right now, man. Let me give me a second here. So in terms of defense, you add J.J. Watt. So what is J.J. Watt known for? J.J. Watt is known
Being
for
hurt.
being able to put pressure on the quarterback and being able to be that presence on the defensive line, Pro Bowl, all that. Um, the Cardinals defense last year was ranked 21st, and they gave up about 125 rushing yards per game. Their D line was terrible. Adding J.J. Watt is more than enough to sustain the run to a certain extent and also be able to put some more pressure on the quarterback and allow your secondary to have more opportunities to make plays. So that's defense. In terms of losing Pat Pete, that's big on them, but they still do have don't say it, please don't say it. What is my dog's name? Uh uh Dang,
Oh,
man, what is his name at
that's what we
safety?
doing. That's
At
what we doing.
safety.
Buddha.
Buddha, my bad, man. I'm a jar right now. I'm all over the place. But they do still have Buddha back there who is leading the secondary, so that's big for them still. Um, so like I said, J.J. Watt being there, that presence, being able to put pressure on the quarterback, having the actual presence in your pass rush, which is big, and not allowing the quarterback to really just sit back there and make decisions. That's gonna be big for them. In terms of offense, losing Kenyon Drake is big for them as well. Like Jay said, Kenyon Drake was a big piece in their offense last year. Now AJ Green. Ah,
Come on.
I can't look.
Come on.
I can't say the same thing for AJ Green. AJ Green is pretty washed. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not. He's not what he used to be.
The only good
with
thing
him
is
being there,
they have a pretty good receiving core as it is. So
I was about to say, thank you. Yes, so with them having their receiving core, it has the likes of obviously DeAndre Hopkins, but we'll see how that plays out. Besides D Hop, they drafted Rondale Moore, which I feel like he's gonna have a great season.
don't forget Christian Kirk
Christian Kirk,
with
AJ Green,
him and Kyler Murray. I believe they have a connection.
him and Christian Kirk, they got good chemistry. Yeah,
Yeah, they was
and
like,
they
there's something that they was able to be like roommates or something at some point, and it
Yeah.
didn't click.
They got good connection, and they got some good slot guys. They got Indy Isabella, and like I said, Rondale Moore. I feel like Rondale Moore, if they're able to find a solid position for him and use him in different sets and packages, I feel like he can be a great player.
Well, he's going to get an opportunity because the good thing about that, they get to learn from Larry Fitzgerald. And people can say what they want about him, but his hands are glued.
He said it.
Bro, Fitz
His
is
hands are
goated.
glued.
Fitz is goated.
Yeah, so he's going to be there to help them.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Melo
Go ahead.
said, we talked about this briefly earlier. I'm surprised. Melo said that D Hop is one of the best, if not the best receiver in there. So I just feel like, and I agree,
Facts.
AJ Green is washed, but I feel like he's going to benefit being with DeAndre Hopkins. Like,
Yeah. Indeed. And you think about it, you have a situation where think about Julio Jones when Mohamed Sanu was on the other side. Mohamed Sanu is nowhere near an elite wide receiver in the league. But just the fact that Julio has that presence on the other end, they're going to be rolling coverage to him more than likely. DeAndre Hopkins, he creates that presence, rolling coverage his way. Now you create those opportunities for somebody like AJ Green to be able to find his role in the team and be able to get in and out of whatever he needs to do to, make plays for the team and make something happen. In terms of their record, honestly, I feel like it's gonna be them. I don't see them doing like I may give them 9-7. 9-7. That's what I may give them. And that's if Kyler Murray has like a great season, which he more than likely probably will. But at the best, I'll probably give them 9-7. I don't see them too much finishing any better within position of where they were last year in terms of the standings, but um,
Wait,
you
where did
know,
they finish last year in the standings?
last year they finished third.
Third. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
finished third. 49ers were 6 and 10, so they were last in that. We
Yep.
all know that.
So they're gonna be third.
Uh,
Yikes.
what you say,
we
dude?
gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. We got one more team. We gonna get into that. So, Remy, you can cue the next slide. I think the fellas touched on the Cardinals. Their wild card. I like.
I'll get a Cardinals wild card. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I like Kyler Murray. I like the offense. We're gonna see what they can put together in
Oh
defense.
yeah,
I think it's gonna come down to coaching with them. You gotta really do some out coaching. You gotta out coach Pete Carroll, and Sean McVay. You know, we're gonna dip right into that with the LA Rams.
yes sir.
And last year they were 10-6. The biggest addition, we talked about this on the show when it happened. Matthew Stafford going down to LA with that good core. They lost Jared Goff, of course. Michael Brockers, John Johnson, uh, Samson, Cam. Sorry, he went to the 49ers. We already touched on him, and they lost Troy Hill. Fun fact about the LA Rams is the lowest that this defense is ranked last year in fantasy was seventh place among experts. So that means it only ranked first through seventh among analysts all season long for you fantasy football heads, man. So I'm gonna do this one a
Can I
little different.
please go
I'm
first?
gonna, okay. I was
Oh,
gonna
you
start
finished
off.
start. You finished start.
So we
Go
can just
ahead. Go ahead.
you know,
Start off.
I'll kick it off real quickly so we can switch
Start
it
off.
up, and
Let's
I'm
get
passing
it.
to Nacho. This team, I got really, really high hopes for this team. I think this team is going to be really, really good. Hopefully, the party can get together. We're trying to go out there. We get out to LA, possibly see the Bears play them week 2, hopefully. So we're trying to put that together. But I'm excited for the Rams.
Oh
Rams are an
yeah.
exciting team, man. LA sports are always fun. I think with the addition of Matthew Stafford, I think they can get over that hump. Melo and Huncho always talk about this all the time too, but like Matthew Stafford has never been around a team this good. You know what I'm saying? This is a really, really, really good team, and this is a good opportunity for them to try to win. You know what I'm saying? So, I like the Rams, man. I'm excited to see what they do this season. They're going to be a fun watch, and I'm gonna toss it to Huncho.
Um, I'm sorry, man. I've been waiting to talk about the Rams like all week. Um, but yeah, to Jay's point, like he said, me and Melo have been talking about this team a lot ever since they got Matt Stafford. Um, you know, with him being former Detroit Lion, I'm obviously with me obviously being from Michigan, I follow him heavily. Um, he gets a lot of slander simply because of the position he was in and the team he was at. But Matthew Stafford is honestly, bless you, honestly, Matt Stafford is a superstar quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care whatever. Matthew Stafford is an amazing quarterback. Um, um, uh, like I said, Matt Stafford is an amazing quarterback. That's a great trade for him and Jared Goff. Jared Goff just was not getting it done. I don't care what anybody says. He was not getting it done. We saw what happened. Them losing Michael Brockers is big for them, but their defense is still great enough to the point where they'll be able to sustain, I feel like. For their offense, though, and just having this week, what will be big for them is they did have a great running game last year with the running back of Cam Akers, but he has injured his Achilles and he will be out for this season. So, with that being said, it makes the situation that much tougher, right? But the great thing about that is they do have a decent backup running back in Darrell Henderson, which I believe last year he had about 120 attempts for like 600 yards, which is pretty decent. So I feel like he's a good enough running back to be able to come in and fill that starting role and still be able to make some shake and be able to create that balance within the passing game and the running game and keep the defense on their toes. when they played last year, from what I saw, the teams that played them, they were oftentimes because they do have great receivers also, but I feel like they will oftentimes overplay the run too much, in which they'll put 7 players in the box too often to kind of prepare for Cam Akers as opposed to being able to cover um, the receivers. So for those who don't know, 7 in the box is pretty much when you got in the box of the quarterback and the lineman, there's 7 people on defense there to cover them. So with Cam Akers not being there, I don't feel like they're going to be experiencing that 7 in the box as much. And that would give Darrell Henderson an opportunity to actually break free and create some things within the running game.
But let me tell you something, Huncho. They weren't never gonna stack 7 in the box no more because they got Matthew Stafford down there. So
That's true. That's
one
true.
thing we know is Matthew Stafford gonna sling that boy, bro. He gonna
Facts.
sling that
Facts.
boy.
Yeah. And that's honestly that makes me think about it even more. That you know how disrespectful that is to Jared Goff. You gonna put 7 in the box, and I got Cooper Kupp. I got
Woods.
who was it?
Yeah.
Robert Woods.
USC's own Robert Woods.
They got a nice receiving core, and you still gonna put 7 in the box versus me. That's disrespectful as heck, bro. That means that I pretty much don't respect your passing game.
At all.
That's disrespectful as heck. So we'll see how it goes. I do feel like I can see them having that same record, if not better. This is the team in that division to me, if you ask me. So let's see who I'm gonna kick it to. I'm gonna kick it to D-Lamp, man.
All right.
What you got,
I feel
D-Lamp?
like they definitely gonna be an exciting team. Like I feel like they'll be the best in the division too. Like I said, Matt Stafford is supposed to be that piece right now. Matt Stafford's supposed to be the piece that can potentially put them over that edge. And they can definitely be a win now team. I'm definitely gonna be excited to watch them. Hopefully, y'all, we definitely got to put this together. So yeah, I'm trying to go out to LA. I'm trying to see this. I'm trying to see them live, like in person. So I definitely feel like they can. Like you said, they're. I feel like they have nowhere to go but up right now. Especially, we gonna see. So Melo, go ahead.
Melo,
I can't.
before you go, what Jalen Ramsey rank? What Jalen Ramsey rank at corner?
Let him know.
Yeah, Melo. You ain't touch it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You talk about it.
Number one.
He is number 1.
He was number 1. Yeah, he's number 1. Yeah. I'll touch more on this when we do our final ranking and not final ranking, but our division order in a second. I do think that they're gonna have some success this season. I'm of the mindset is this is win now.
I think so.
If you can't win this year, there's going to be some major changes.
Really?
And it depends on if for some reason they can't win, how are they losing? Because if they can't win with Matthew Stafford, who's a proven quarterback in the league, the wide receiving core that you just spoke about, having the top corner in the league, having the top defensive player in the league, having at least a comparable enough line. You still got, like you said, Henderson, who really was having a good season splitting the carries.
Mm-hmm.
And even, let's just say he doesn't do as well as projected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Stafford has never had a running game in his entire career, so that'd be, it wouldn't change as far as how Stafford would approach the game. All he would have now is, you would hope, is finally a defense behind him. So I do really believe that this team is gonna have to overcome some pressure because they're in a win now position. Like you don't move quarterbacks, and like I said, he was the final piece in their eyes. So if I got my final piece and I still can't win, yeah, we got to do
It's time
something.
to change
Yeah.
the puzzle.
That
It's
is
too
true.
it's,
True.
it's too much money on this roster. It's too much money on this roster for them not to be winning. But we'll talk about where I think everyone gonna fall in a second. Was that the last one? We can go on to our
Yeah.
Yeah,
final.
yeah, you can
Oh,
take that
yes,
off the screen, Randy. And that's
it's
our recap
special.
of the NFC West, fellas. So now with that being said, let's rank the teams, man. Who do you think wins the division? Who do you think's in last place? Remember, we do have an added game this season, so it is 17 games. So
Yep.
yeah, you ain't gotta throw records right now. We can
Man,
throw
I
records
keep
towards the
forgetting
end of the
that,
season,
man.
but you can go ahead and just talk about it. So, with that being said, who want to start it off? Who's the best? Who's the worst in this division in the NFC West? I'm gonna just leave it up in the air.
You look
I
like you
know
over
who's
there
fourth.
cooking, Melo.
I know who's fourth.
Who's fourth, man?
The
Get it
Cardinals.
off your chest.
The Cardinals. I think Van deep down in his heart of hearts know that they're not going to be the third best team in this division. If you were in his heart of hearts, he really like Kyler and he really likes Hop. So
Hey, man,
he's
get out my
trying.
head, man.
He's trying to talk himself
Manifest.
into making them. Yeah, they're the third team, and no, they're fourth. And it's okay though. They're young. They're still coming. They're still figuring it out.
So you saying that is it going to be Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals?
So, no. The third best team in this division will be uh, Seahawks.
I like it.
Whoa.
I like it. Let's see. Let's see.
Whoa.
Talk about it,
And
Melo.
and the Seahawks could very well be playing on Wild Card Weekend. Like that just seems
Wow.
fitting for this team right now to me. Just being that third team in Wild Card. The defense is still up and down, and that's gonna be the year, right? The defense is gonna be the year, up and down.
Okay.
That's actually good. That's actually good.
The second ranked team in this division, or how I think we'll finish, are the Rams. I believe that the Rams will be the best team in this division, but as I spoke on earlier, it's gonna be an adjustment period. This isn't gonna be, and it's rare that even with Tom Brady had an adjustment period. They had to figure it out. Now, did he have a full off season like Matt's gonna have? No. So that to me will mean his adjustment period shouldn't be as long as the first as Tom Brady's was, because we can't forget Tom Brady didn't dominate all season. Then now once they came out of the bye week and Bruce Arians started listening. Yeah, he started listening to Tom Brady and put in some of the stuff Tom Brady was used to. Then guess what? They went on that crazy run. So I do believe that there's gonna be some just and let's be honest, the Rams have had that type of past. They don't. It's just been so you can't put your finger on it. And I feel like that they'll be the best team, but because of that, they'll be number 2. And obviously that leaves the 49ers with a healthy, assuming to be healthy. Roster coming back. Even with Jimmy Garoppolo playing, Jimmy Garoppolo took them to a Super Bowl. So we know that the talent wasn't never the issue. It was just as the old saying is, the best ability is availability, and all their players were out last year. So I do think just because of most of those guys have been together, they'll be able to probably win a game more than the Rams, but the Rams will be the best team in the division. Go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Well, I think the Bay Area got you washed, boy.
Did you hear what I said though? You didn't hear what I said. I didn't say that. I said the Rams will be the best team. They're just gonna have some turmoil in the beginning
say
of
it
the
again?
season.
So they split it.
So the Rams will be the best team in the division. But it's similar to how when LeBron in the regular season he kind of coasts. Not that he coasts, but it doesn't matter where he's at. Once he's there, you know what time it is. And I feel like that will happen with the Rams once they get to the playoffs. They're gonna have some adjustment period of learning. Matt Stafford's gonna he's learning a whole new system. You know what I mean? Like there is going to be an adjustment period.
Yeah.
And during that time, this division is so tough. You may drop a game or two that you shouldn't drop because of how tough this division is. So I can see them finishing second, still in the playoffs, but I can see them finishing second only because the 49ers should have more continuity than
I
the
see what you're
Rams
saying.
as far as even with Garoppolo coming back, because Garoppolo is still the quarterback that took them to the Super Bowl. I don't think the 49ers are going. I said even with all that being said about the Rams, I said they may win a single game more than the Rams. Like I'm not
Yeah,
saying
that's
I'm not.
what I think because I'm with you, Melo. Before you go, Huncho, like when I break it down, I'm thinking these teams gonna be two a game or two off to get their
Yep.
position. So I don't think it's gonna be like super far fetched. I think from fourth to third is gonna be far fetched for sure. But third, second, and first is gonna be tight.
Bro, the Rams gonna lose a game early in the season that they're not supposed to lose, and it may be to the Cardinals or somebody, right? And the Cardinals may split with them off of that. Like something like that will happen. Like, it's inevitable, you know. Like I said, even look at the past the Tom Brady and them. Like they was dropping games that they weren't supposed to lose. Why? Just because it takes time to get everybody on the same accord. Even though he has a great wide receiving core, you know best, Van. It takes time to get on the same page as your quarterback. And it's one thing if it's just one receiver, but he has like two, three of them that he got to be able to get on the same. It makes it even that much harder when you got a bunch of them because now you got to figure out, well, how do I get Cooper Cup his touches? How do I get Robert Woods his touches? How, you know what I mean? Like
You gotta fit into that spot and know everybody's needs, know all that.
I just think there's going to be an adjustment period. I think Matthew Stafford will figure it out, and I think that they'll go further than the 49ers. But I think that as far as how they will finish second.
All right. Well, um, I'm gonna just say my standing predictions. In terms, so Melo, you had 49ers, 49ers, Rams, Seahawks,
Seahawks, Cardinals.
Cardinals, right?
Yep.
Okay. So when Melo first started talking, he did say that deep down, I kind of feel like the Cardinals
Bro, you
would
my
be
brother.
four.
You my brother. I know you, bro. You ain't fooling me
He's
with that talking about they gonna be
he's
third.
he's indeed right. He is right. He is right. I will say the Cardinals will probably finish last in the division. Um, they look good on their names look good on paper, but they is pretty old. Um, we gonna see what they do though. I'll give them. I will honestly. I'll give them 8 and 9 now that we have 17 games. Um, honestly, yeah, I'll give them 8 and 9. Um, so
That's
I'll put them
definitely
fourth.
doable. That's definitely doable.
Yeah, I'll put them fourth. You know what? I'll give them 9 and 8. I'll give them 9 and 8. I will give them 9 and 8. Just because I thought about Kyler.
Listen,
Only
that's
because
compromise.
only because I thought
compromise.
about Kyler. But they'll still
That's
I'm not saying they're gonna freaking go to the playoffs or nothing. I'm just giving them a better record. They're still
No,
gonna
that's what I
finish
said. That's
last.
compromise because you still sit there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Facts.
I'll take that. That's
Facts.
fine. That's a compromise.
Yeah, they still gonna finish fourth. I feel like this division is gonna be one of those divisions where you have every single team has a winning record. And even the last team will still have a winning record and not make the playoffs whatsoever. So I'll give them 9 and 8 at fourth. And Melo, I will say this: you lost me at 2. No, honestly, you lost me at 3.
Why?
Third, I'm gonna put.
Don't do it, bro.
You know what? No. I'll say you lost me at 2. Third, I can kind of agree with you. You kind of caught me off guard with that one, but I can kind of agree with you in that aspect simply because the Seahawks did lose some major keys on defense, and like you said, defense is going to be a major part. Defense has always been a major part in their success. Obviously, like we said, their offense is going to do what they do, but their success is predicated on their defense heavily. And now that they've lost those pieces, their defense now has to step up more. And I feel like a lot of situations you're going to ask the defense to do more than what they're used to doing. So third, I'll give Seahawks, just because I feel like throwing the record out there. I'll give the Seahawks Let's give them 10-7. So you got Seahawks finishing 10-7. I'll give like I said, Cardinals 9-8. Second, I'm going 49ers. Um, now, I say 49ers at second because I feel like they're going to fall into the situation of, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. I guarantee you, Jimmy Garoppolo's not playing that entire season.
That's
I
even
don't
better.
see that. But up until that point, there's going to be a reason why he doesn't play the whole season. What is that reason going to be? It's probably going to be something related to them winning and losing games.
I mean, Tua didn't come out because homie was losing.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't.
And Jimmy
Jimmy
Garoppolo isn't anything special either. That's why they drafted this dude.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm just
I'll
saying we
give you
can't
that.
assume. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
we
no,
can't
yeah,
assume that because the most recent time it happened.
That
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like Ryan Fitzpatrick was winning, and actually the team was mad that they put Tua in.
That was
Nah.
that was a situation in which this might be the same situation, but that was a situation where you have a rookie quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick's not gonna lead your franchise to anything at his age, and you might as well start breeding a younger guy. I feel like this will probably end up being that same situation. Like, I mean, could end up being
That'd be something interesting to watch this season. Definitely.
Yeah, I do want to see how that plays
That's
out.
a good point. That's a very good point you bring up, though.
I do want to see how that plays out, especially with. I feel like Trey Lance will be him and Mike Shanahan. I feel like they will have a great career together. Because I feel like Mike Shanahan's style of offense kind of fits Trey Lance and how he plays. So yeah, I'll give them two. I'll give them 12-6. And I got the Rams finishing first. Or 12 and
5.
no. I said 12-6. I'll give them 11 and
12 and 5
no.
or 11 and 6.
No. I'll give them 11-6. 11-6. And then Rams finishing first. I'll give the Rams. I'll give the Rams 12 and 5. So I feel like it's gonna be one of those where it's gonna be like a game off from each team.
Bro, we just saying we just swapped them around. We even got
Oh,
our
you-
records are pretty similar.
Yeah. Oh, you said records too?
I didn't say my records, but I could see.
Oh, you could see it?
I could just see them flip. I could just see the
Yeah.
Rams going 11 and 5 just off of turmoil at the beginning of the
Yeah.
season.
Only reason I say yeah, like you said, and I feel like the Rams probably will have that that phase where they're still trying to figure out their identity. But for the Rams, the big part for them was always the quarterback, and I feel like just the fact that they have Matt Stafford will allow them to gel a lot better. And Matt Stafford, the Rams run a lot of play action in their offense. If you think about Matt Stafford's career, his best success over his whole career, I'm talking college too. When he was in college, he ran a play action offense. So I feel like, and he had great success at Georgia, because then they had no Sean Marino. So they was running a lot of play action. So that's something that he can get back into the swing of things doing. And I feel like that's going to be easy for him to transition back into. And yeah, I can see them finishing first in their division for sure. But then again, I feel like a lot for them is going to be predicated on the defense as well, which we already know Aaron Donald. Who did they just get, the edge rusher from the 49ers? I forgot his name. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but they got him now. And then also their secondary is going to do what it does because he got Jalen Ramsey. So, yeah, we're going to see though. But yeah, I'm going Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals. So just what Melo said, but the first two switched. D-Land, what you got?
Um,
Um,
I see where Melvin
I
coming
see what
from.
Melo
I
coming
had, cause
from.
I had Rams, Seahawks,
I had
49ers,
Rams,
and the Cardinals.
Seahawks,
But I can definitely like now that Melo said some stuff, and that if we're doing rankings, I'll stay with that. But if we're talking about where they're finishing, I can definitely see now probably 49ers because of that, because of the Rams having to find out their identity, or like having to get past that period where Matt Stafford is acquainted with the team. I can definitely see them come finish a second, and then, well, yeah, Seahawks is also a toss up. So I don't know. I can see where Melo's coming from. So yeah,
Yeah, facts, facts. I definitely can. At first, I
49ers.
was like, I don't know, but I definitely can.
Bro,
Yeah,
like the Seahawks they can go up, but
yeah.
it's just like I said, that defense.
See, I agree with Melo. I can see where he's coming from,
All right.
and that's
So, you
no, go
know,
ahead. Go ahead.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
I'm done. I'm done.
I'll finish it off. And one of these teams is gonna win 13 games, and I'm gonna go with the Rams winning 13 games. They're gonna go 13-4. I think that early turmoil, they lose week 2 to my Bears for sure. It's gonna be a close game, and it's gonna be a game they should win with what we talked about. But I think they go 13-4. I think the Seahawks, they don't fall off. I think they maybe go 12-5. And then I think the 49ers, and this is the only reason why I'm putting the 49ers third, because I think they start the season off 3-4. And I feel like Trey Lance comes in and blow up the spot, just win a whole bunch of games, a whole bunch of games. And that's why I'm going to get him a couple, because I feel like he might get some close L's at the end of the season just from some minor rookie mistakes. But I do see this division being a 3-team playoff division. So that's the only reason why I'm going to go
Facts.
with what I go with. And yeah, I'm going to go Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. All of those teams are close, and the Cardinals, unfortunately, are last place. And I hope they do good. I hope they do good.
They just
I hope they y'all surprise us.
they
But
just don't have
I'm
enough
gonna go
yet.
with
They
that.
just don't have
And
enough yet.
Yeah.
not yet, not yet, not yet. And that's the NFC West for y'all from the party, man. And I think
Yeah. And
Man got us up next. Tune in next week for our next breakdown.
yes, sir.
So yeah, y'all know what time it is. It's segment time. It's special segment time, and this week we are doing Profit or Stop It. So these guys have some hot takes, and we're all gonna see if it's a profit and that is liable to happen, or if they need to stop it and just cut it out. So who do I want to start with? Huncho.
Are you gonna
What's
start with
up? What's
me?
up?
All right.
Yeah.
So all right. So mine is it's NFL related. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna send it to you all so you all can see it, but I'll just read it off. Um, this is it says that who said this quote just so I can somebody from a well-known draft podcast, um, and they're speaking on Tyreek Hill when they say this. They said he's the single most impactful receiver in the league. Nobody brings to the table what he does. Profit or stop it. Um, Melo,
Mr.
Melo, go ahead. Melo, go ahead. Go ahead, Melo. I wish I could play the song, bro, because I already know what you thinking,
Take the
dog.
top off. That's a profit, bro. He ain't lie. He didn't lie. Uh, as far as impactful, he's the most impactful. You got to roll coverage every play, and if you don't, he'll get 200 yards on you in the first quarter like he's done before. So, uh, and and once again, it's sheer speed, and he has great hands. And he can run routes a little bit, but his speed and his playmaking ability once he gets the get in the air, jump ball situations too. I can see that. I'll go profit only because, like I said, you have to roll coverage. You have to. So, go ahead.
All right. I'm definitely going to profit too. Cause look, listen. The crazy thing is, when you're as fast as Tyreek Hill, you don't really need to be perfect on running routes because all I need is a step. And if I can catch, I'm outrunning you and it's here. So like he said, you gotta roll coverage because he's too fast. So if we talking impactful, yes, profit. Go ahead, Jay.
Profit, speed kills.
Simple.
That's it.
Dang. Well,
If you watch football and if you don't watch football, if you have an opportunity to watch Tyreek Hill, I mean, people know why Travis Kels, he said that, ain't Kelsey, it's Kels. He said that
Oh, he
Patrick Mahomes
did.
and Tyreek Hill, like, they been saying it around the whole time. But he was like, he just kind of rolled with it. But the reason why he's so effective is because of that man. Like, what Melo just said, you gotta account for Tyreek Hill, and a lot of times you can't even account for him because he's too fast. He's too fast. Speed kills. Profit.
Like, it's one thing to double team a person, but you have to roll a safety over top of him wherever he's at. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. Well, no, I'm playing. I'm gonna go private. I'm gonna go private.
Yeah.
I got
I was
yeah.
like, come on. Nah.
Keyword impactful, man.
Yeah,
Like
we
Jay
need
said,
that.
speed kills. You can't. There's literally nobody, and I won't say nobody. There are other. Tyreek Hill is the fastest receiver in the league, but there are other receivers that, in some case, possess his same speed, but they don't impact the game as much as he does because they're not able to do everything that he does. They just simply have the speed. You have to have more than that.
You also need hands.
Yeah, his
Facts.
size. His size too. Like, I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
unheard of to be
And
in
and
the
and
position he plays. Not a big player.
facts.
No.
And for Tyreek, most of the NFL guys that you have the 40-yard dash, and you got the people that run like 4.3s or 4.2s or whatever the case may be. Like you see those guys do that, and granted, Tyreek didn't run the 40-yard dash at the combine, but at his pro day, I think he ran like a 4.2 whatever. But most of those guys, those speed guys, you see them come into the league and they have no career whatsoever. Case in point, I ain't gonna say whatsoever, but case in point, Zion Ross. We thought when he came in the league, we thought he was gonna just tear the league up simply because he's fast. Like, no, you have to be able to use your speed. You have to know when to slow down, speed back up, accelerate, decelerate, all that, and be able to control your speed also, which is very tough to do, and which a lot of fast guys don't really learn how to do simply because they're so used to just running super fast, as fast as they can every single time. So, like I said, keyword impactful, man. Tyreek is, like the quote said, he's the single most impactful receiver in the league, hands down.
Talk to me.
Easy.
Yes, sir. Profit. Let's go. Dang, who started? Jay started this. Jay.
Lamp did.
Jay, you look like you over there cooking something up, man. What you got?
All right, man. I'll keep it. I'm gonna keep it on basketball before we end it. A big topic of conversation. We was just talking about the best player, but it don't gotta be next year. It don't gotta be the year after that. But does Giannis win more titles for Milwaukee? Profit or stop it? And I'm gonna toss it to
More
D-Man.
titles than who?
No, I'm just saying, does he win more titles in Milwaukee? I said, don't got to be
Oh,
next
in
year, don't got to be
Milwaukee.
the year after, but just Giannis, he got his first one. He got that monkey off his back. But does Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks win another title in the future? Profit or stop
Mm.
it? That's it.
Ah, that's a tough one.
I just want to say, Jay, you took my profit. You
Oh,
didn't take it, but like we had the same profit and stop
okay.
it.
That's crazy. And wow, it's crazy because I felt like I felt like two people was gonna have the same proper stop at this episode, but that's crazy. This is a tough one. If they keep the same team as constructed right now, no.
Stop it.
Mm-mm. Stop it. So it really depends on front office. If the Bucks can like actually put some, because what's killing the Bucks right now is they're besides Giannis, they're too up and down. Like I don't see any consistency for real. I mean, you get some from Middleton, but like when it comes down to it, Holiday is really inconsistent, and so is Middleton. So Melvin said this like when we were talking about the whole breakdown. Giannis needed somebody to come with him for them to act like take games. You can't just have Giannis by itself, and we seen that. So if they want to win more titles, they need more consistency. So I'm gonna say stop it,
Okay, we passed it.
and I pass it to. Go ahead, Melo.
I'm gonna say profit. Uh, I think he can get one more in Milwaukee. Um, I think right now, imagine. I think back to when Steph had his first MVP season, right? I mean, like, dang, like that's the best Steph will ever be. And so I'm hoping, right? This is a hope, but I'm hoping that there's an effect like that for Giannis, where now that he's went through that proverbial ceiling, like he just takes it to another level. As we've seen him just continue to grow and
Okay.
grow and grow.
That would be the other caveat. If they don't improve the roster, Giannis has to unlock that next step.
Mhm.
That would be the other caveat.
And like I think we've seen it in the finals. Personally, I mean, if Giannis does that, if Giannis plays like he did in the finals, he can win one more. Maybe like I said, it don't gotta be next year. It don't gotta be with he re-signed a big contract. So he got a 5-year window. He can get one more in that 5-year window. I mean, there was nothing you could. And think about it, they had a center that was dominating the playoffs. Just get completely just demolished, dude. Like I don't think people realize Giannis took this man's will, dude. He finished with 12. How many times did we see the coach over there talking to Aiton throughout this series, trying to big him up, pick his head up. That's demoralizing. So I think he can get one more. He can get one more. Profit. Van.
I'm.
I,
Dan, go ahead. My bad. I thought you said Jay. My bad. Go ahead.
you could. I'm gonna have to go with Lamp. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go simply. I'm gonna go stop it simply because, like Lamp said, how their team is constructed. Now, I feel like this year the chips really align for them to have that opportunity to win. Next year, with a lot of guys coming back, I don't think it's necessarily gonna play out the same. If they're able to, add some more pieces, and to Melo's point too, I feel like this will light some more fire under Giannis, and make him want to expand his game even more. In which, if he's able to do that, um, I would say, I would this would then be a profit. Um, but as of now, I'm gonna say stop it just for now. But it could easily be a profit, I would say. Go ahead,
I'm
Zach.
gonna go. I'm gonna go profit. I'm gonna go profit. We can't talk about him being the best player in the league and don't think he's gonna get another one. I honestly, I said it in a couple of shows earlier as well. I don't think Giannis is done developing in his prime. Like that's the craziest part of it all. So
Yeah.
I think with that being said, I'm in agreement with Melo. He got 5 years. I think he can get another one. I think he can get another one. And I think now that he got this championship. I might even be taking it a step too far. You know what I'm saying? I still like Brooklyn, but Milwaukee has an opportunity to make that type of run that Bron did in the East. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're good enough. I feel like they had the run, they've been tested. A true ultimate test will be a fully healthy James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant for sure. But do I think Giannis can get another one? I think so. I don't think he's done developing. So I'm gonna go with Melo and I'm profit that. And with that being
Real quick
said,
before, and
go ahead.
I'll go next, but let me just put one last little touch on that. We gotta remember too, he did just win the title. So what happens when veterans around the league see a team win or think that they could be set up to win? I mean, we've seen it a little bit this year, right? With how all those players are deciding to go to Brooklyn. Well, Now they're like, well, shoot, it's not hard to play with Giannis. Giannis don't need the ball, and he still can get 50. You know what I mean? Like we might want to consider it now. So I think that's another thing that could come down the line too, as far as just trying to improve the team. And like I said, he won a title with Connington out there. You know, like and big minutes. I'm sure they can sign somebody that can replace that type of role just from veteran leadership standpoint. But anyway, like I said, I kind of made this up on the fly because, like I said, we were on the same page. But I did see this the other day. Um, with it was Damian Lillard posted a post on Instagram of him dribbling the ball up the court on the Blazers logo. Obviously, his name has been in the news a lot lately. There has been some reports. We can't validate these reports, but there has been reports that will be requesting a trade from Portland. So, profit or stop it. Damian Lillard will finish next season a Portland Trailblazer. And I will kick it to D Lamb.
All right.
You on the
This
spot
is
today,
another
man.
hard one. This is another hard one. I'm gonna say profit. I see Dame sticking it out at least one more year before he just like wants to like be done with the organization. Especially because I feel like there's, as far as there's still room for them to improve their team, maybe somewhat, but I don't know if they have the cap space for it. But I do know Dame wants to. He wants. I think he would want to give Chauncey Billups a chance to see what Chauncey can do with the team. And just at least take one more ride. Let's see where we can go. Like, let's see what we can do. And if he's disappointed once again, I feel like he'll probably force his way out. But I'll say he'll finish it with the Trailblazers. I'll say it's a profit. Jay, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna go profit, and I'm only gonna go profit for the simple fact that I'm gonna call it. I think we're gonna see change in the NBA, which is the Giannis effect. 10 toes down, showing that you can win. You know what I'm saying? In any situation. And one thing that I've seen from this championship from Giannis is just the continuity of the players and them really wanting to win. Seeing John Morant, Trey Young, all these players, saying like, I want this, you know what I'm saying? I think it meant a lot for them to see Giannis win that in Milwaukee. So I think Dame, I'm with Lamp. I think this is the last straw. I think Portland is the 6th seed, Golden State is the 3rd seed, and Golden State beats them in 4 games next season. And then that's when the
Damn.
finals is going to happen. So profit.
Oh, he's in the whole season.
I
But
already see
wait,
it. I already
but
see
wait,
it.
but wait. This is the thing. Dang, what it? Oh, the Giannis effect. I feel like there is one issue with the whole Giannis effect thing. Giannis almost was in a similar situation that Kawhi was in, like to where he was in a great position. He was in a great position to win, and of course he went and did it because that's what you got to do. But when you see teams still stacking up, and next year Dame is looking around and he's still in Portland and Giannis won his and you got a couple super teams lurking around, how like what is like what do you think that effect is going to be? What do you think? You think he's still going to be like, I need to stay here and win one with Portland like Giannis did with Milwaukee?
See, I think Dame wants to win in Portland. My thing is, I'm more of
I
the
do.
mindset.
I believe I'm with you on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I'm just more of the mindset from me just looking at the league, and the only real super team that I can really call like the real big super team is Brooklyn. I feel like the lay of the land is pretty well distributed in the NBA. So that's the only reason why
I'm
I say
finishing my
that.
But
podcast.
do you think teams
I got
aren't
you
going to try
muted.
to stack
You
up
muted. You straight.
to build with Brooklyn?
Well, yeah, that
Alright.
Like to
always
go
happens.
against
Right.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, that always happens, but I'm just saying, like, I don't just think it's anyone available, like free agent wise, and a lot of teams are tied up with players, you know. So I'm just thinking like, um, Portland controls the future. You know, he doesn't have like a player option next year. Like he has to play through the contract, so that's why I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll
No,
stay, but. I'm with you. You know, like I said, I think, he has another first round exit, and that's no shade to him or Chauncey Billups, but I just feel like it's way more talented teams in the West, which is going to want him to leave. But I think I'm with you. I think he stays this season. That's why I say profit. Portland ain't getting rid of him. Go ahead, Huncho.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine quick. I don't see Dame going nowhere. I feel like he's too invested, and I feel like he genuinely wants to win with Portland. I feel like this is kind of a last straw situation, but I don't see him going anywhere this year. So that's all I got.
I'll go 5. I mean, stop it, because I think he's leaving. I think he's out of there.
you think he's gone?
I think it's time's up. Yeah, bro. And he come back from the Olympics. He gonna be what it's feeling like to just be hanging out with other
Stars.
stars.
And actually having somebody like that you could pass it to and see. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I wouldn't be surprised either, but I just feel
I
like
just don't know
same with me. Like, if he,
who has the package. That's my thing. Like my thing is
I
like
keep trying to
we've
tell
been
y'all.
seeing like we like to Lance point Kawhi. Kawhi fell in the perfect situation in Toronto, and then he fell in the perfect situations with the Clippers. You know, because if Kawhi is healthy, we probably be talking about the Clippers being the champion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I just like I don't know where he goes. So where do y'all think he could go? Like I just don't know. Like what's the perfect fit
I
for him?
just I don't know where there's a perfect fit. Um, maybe honestly the perfect fit would be the Lakers because they need a
yeah.
point guard. Uh, he can play on the ball. He's good enough to at least become a catch and shoot player if need be. Um, but I mean that's the ideal situation. There's just no way that they're contract wise they wouldn't be able to get him. Um, the Bay, it ain't a perfect fit, but he can come be a step splash brother.
Ay, ay,
Oh
They want
man,
everybody to come over there.
They ain't about happy. They're not.
y'all can't have everybody,
Where's
man.
he?
The Bay won't. The Bay sound like New York right now.
Where he from?
I understand, bro, but y'all sound like New York right now.
That's the only reason I'm saying it. He just from home.
I,
Come
I,
on.
all I'm
He's
saying is
coming
every time I
home.
turn around,
He's
for some
coming
reason,
home.
everybody can be a warrior, just like everybody should be a Nick for some reason. I'm just saying.
I mean, when you have the GOAT, why not? Who's left? I don't know who I'm tossing it to.
All right, Lance. What's up, bro?
I think everybody said. Profit. Oh yeah. So
Let's get it.
um, you know how I do every day. I gotta look at ESPN, see what they talking about, and I heard this topic a lot today, and I wanted us to talk about it. So it was reports talking about discussions that the Lakers could be putting a package together. Well, they have two targets that they're looking at right now, and that is Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. And they said they have a package that they could put together to try to get Russell Westbrook. So y'all tell me, profit or stop it, that the Lakers could obtain either Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook. I honestly just want to talk about it and see get y'all feelings on it and see where y'all at. And we can start with Jay.
Um, y'all know I love Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is my favorite player. I'm a huge Russell Westbrook advocate. I have Russell Westbrook's jersey. I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan. But I'm gonna go stop it. I just do not like him with the Lakers. I don't like Chris Paul with the Lakers either. I'm gonna go a step further, and I think the best suited point guard for the Lakers is Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry is the best suited one for the Lakers. Someone who can spread the floor, shoot the ball. Someone you know that's gonna play defense. Someone you know who's gonna take those charges, and someone who's respected in the league. You know, I mean, Kyle Lowry be getting on my nerves, but I can't deny that he's a good glue guy for a team. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like with Chris Paul, they still spend too much money. With Russ, they pick up that contract, and as much as I want Russ to win, I just don't see that working. Which it can work, but you know, with Russ being so ball dominant, LeBron is still arguably one of the better passers in the league, if not the best passer in the league to some. So he's one of the better passers. So, you know, I really want to stay in Washington. I think Washington with Thomas Bryant, with them being healthy, I think they can make a run. I mean, like I said, the NBA is wide open right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's an opportunity for a lot of teams to get a chance to win. So I don't want to see him leave Washington, especially with them winning the bubble games and stuff. So I'm gonna just go stop it, and I would like Kyle Lowry on the Lakers before Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook. And I'm passing to Huncho.
You said who, Jay?
Too.
You Huncho.
Oh,
Huncho.
for sure. Um, I mean, in terms of them getting Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul, I mean, I'll say profit to either one of those. I mean, I guess, see it happening, but will it work? I don't think so. I mean, they can get them, but I don't see either one of them really making an impact to. I mean, like Jay said, Westbrook's ball dominant. I rock with Westbrook too, but he's very ball dominant. I don't see how that's gonna work out. Chris Paul is just, we already know he's not getting another opportunity. I don't see that happening again to get to where he got this year. So even if he did go to the Lakers, I mean, I don't see any of them really making that big of an impact. But I mean, to them going there, I'll say it could happen, but I don't see it doing anything. Melo, what's up?
I'm kind of with you, man. I can see the Lakers. They got to make a move. They got to get a point guard. Dennis Schroeder comes off the books. They don't have a point guard at this point, so they're going to be in the market for a point guard. They're gonna get somebody. Russ is a hell no, and Chris Paul, I can at least see. I wouldn't be mad if they got Chris Paul because I think Chris Paul could do okay with the Lakers. What did Kobe once say? I don't really care about any of them. None of these dudes, none of these dudes like bands, like you said, dude. They're not. None of these dudes are gonna put them over the top of anything. You know what I mean? Like the Lakers got some deficiencies that they're gonna still have to address. So I think it would help, but I think Chris Paul will help more than Russell Westbrook. And Jalen, the more you start thinking about what you said, I kind of like what you even said too. Kyle Lowry could be a nice fit for them, knowing that he could play the second fiddle with the ball to LeBron, so LeBron can still have the ball all the time. Whereas we've seen that with Chris Paul, and it almost worked, but yeah. So, that's a good one. That's a good question, Lem.
All right. I'm gonna go with stop it. I don't think they're gonna get either one of them. Like you said, there's other point guards out there like Lowry. You can go after him. You can go after Malcolm Brogdon. You can go after Mike Conley, Lonzo. There are a lot of point guards you can go after that don't have the money tied to them that the other two have, which is my issue. My issue is the money. My thing is I don't see why neither one of those point guards could work. Like I feel like they both could work on that team. I feel like Chris Paul probably a little bit better, but I don't see why Russell couldn't work either. And I understand y'all people keep talking about ball dominance and stuff like that, but I just feel like as a player, if you're at the level that they are, I feel like Russell can do the same thing Harden did. And I feel like he's done that. He's been that second fiddle, and I feel like Washington is not going to go anywhere. I feel like somebody's going to try to get Bradley. I feel like Bradley might move, and then as you being Russ, do you want to be stranded in a spot like Washington or a spot that's not contending? So if you do get that opportunity, why not make the most of it, knowing that you could probably win a chip with LeBron? And I know shooting is another problem, but the two teams that were just in the finals were weren't great 3-point shooting teams.
Let me say this, and to your point. If
They
Bradley
didn't shoot
Beal
great
out
in
the
the
door,
In the
finals.
that's what the
finals,
Lakers need to be trying to get. Shoot. If
Bradley
Bradley
Beal.
Beal out the door, that's who you target right there. They get Bradley Beal, and
True,
now we talk.
true,
Now we talk. Now we
true.
talk.
But yeah, I'm gonna say stop it. But I don't see like I don't see
Both of them would hate it there.
those both of them. You think so?
Because Chris Paul's ego with LeBron, it'll bump heads, and then Russ will become the scapegoat because he can't shoot,
True.
and they're gonna be playing off of him when he go 1 for 10, 2 for 10. Now you know how LeBron is.
Yeah, no, I feel
They
you.
would both hate it there. A guy like Kyle Lowry who don't care about that stuff. Jay, you hit that on the head. Brogdon too. I mean, those are Lonzo would even be a good fit there. You don't. I just don't think you need an ego type of point guard. Not that they have big egos, but
I think the word the thing was they were looking for a veteran point guard, which is why those things popped up. But yeah, I'm gonna say stop it. I feel like there's too many point guards out there for them to choose from. But I feel like this was a great episode, guys.
that's another one.
Yeah.
Great
Hey, real quick.
episode.
Hey, real quick. Remy, throw that thing up there real quick. The Bucks revealed their Super Bowl rings today.
Oh goodness!
That thing is a rock.
Wow.
And the ring consists of 319 diamonds to represent the score of the Super Bowl, which was 31-9. So that thing clean, man.
That's how we doing, huh?
That boy is definitely nice. That's a big thing.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, a big ring. That's what I was trying to say. A big ring.
Bro.
Remy, you know what to do.
Bro, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
With that being said, I'll start out with shout out, man. Shout out to the squad. Shout out to Huncho, Melo, D-Lamb. Shout out to our boy Remy. And I'm gonna keep mine real brief, man.
Y'all boys funny.
Shout out to the listeners. Love y'all. Thank you for rocking with us during this deep, and I'm gonna pass it to Melo.
Hey, you already know. Shout out Leo Cherry Photography. Shout out to family. I got another birthday coming up. Happy birthday, my little brother, Morrison. Love you, little
Hey,
G. What do you be?
my dog
He's
Morrison.
going into 7th grade this year, so yeah, bro, isn't that crazy? It's crazy. I even got a 7th grader as a little brother. That's wild in itself. But shout out to you guys. Flyer pop. You already know what time it is. So
Remy the
man,
guy.
shout you guys out. Y'all holding it down, keeping it moving, keeping it pushing. And with that said, let's go, Huncho.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to everyone listening. Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to everybody. Pursuing their endeavors. Continue to strive for greater. Push yourself to be the best, version of yourself that you can. Always remember, try to get 1% better each and every day. Shout out to the guys and all your endeavors. Keep pushing, keep grinding. Shout out to frequent flyers. Lamp gonna get into that in a minute. Shout out to Jay doing your thing. Melo doing your thing. Shout out to everybody just pushing, grinding. Remy, everybody, Flyer Pop, Aaliyah Cherry Photography. You already know the business, Norris Vision. Hit me up.
Hey,
Yeah.
before Lamb goes, shout out to nephew Miko, bro. Shout out to nephew.
Hey, shout out to
Hey,
Miko,
y'all some
man.
real ones, man.
Shout out to Miko,
Y'all
man.
some real ones. Hey,
Shout out to Miko.
my puppy, man. My 8-week puppy, man. Shout out Miko. Follow the IG page, Miko the Bully, MICCO the Bully. All right.
Go follow
Hey.
me, y'all.
Yeah, check them
One
out,
of
y'all.
the-
Check them
Miko,
out.
one of the realest, man.
Man, I appreciate that, y'all boys.
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir, D-Lamp.
Oh, it is. Oh, y'all already know. Shout out, like I say every time. Shout out to the people watching. Without this, we ain't doing it. Without y'all, we ain't doing this. Shout out the guys. You already know. Shout out Flyer Pop. Shout out
Flyyr Pop.
Norris Vision. Shout out Aaliyah Cherry Photography. And last but not least, shout out Frequent Flyers. Low key, it's funny because I just seen. I was listening back to a different episode, and people were commenting on there about the song and that it was fire. So that's Frequent Flyers. So go check it out for real. Go tune in. That's FREEQUENT Flyers. You feel me? Frequent Flyers.
FREEQUENT.
It sounds like y'all need to add one more member to the team, man.
All right, bro. Hey, members of age. We doing tryouts. If you want to join the squad.
Oh yeah.
What up? But on a serious note, shout out to the gang. You know I'm rocking with them. Party gang, and that's on the gang. You feel me? And like that. Party, we out.
Yo, let's get it.
Another one.
Yeah, they done let the party through the door. Party, hey, party.
On the gang. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And that's
Y'all
another one.
appreciate y'all.
Deuces.